Right now we are looking at live aerials of an American Eagle flight. Again, this is breaking news. It just came in the last 10 minutes. We're going to get you guys more information. Stay right here while we gather some information. All right, so I'm going to search Twitter to get any additional information. Now, according to a Twitter handle, Flight Alert, American Airline Flight 5931, American Eagle flight between Houston and LA has parked in a safe area at LAX after a bomb threat. Passengers still on board the plane. Again, this is just according to a tweet. I cannot confirm the validity of the tweet. I'm just going ahead and reading to you every bit of information I can find right now. But I want to make that clear. I want to give that disclaimer. That this is all preliminary information that I'm gathering from Twitter. Other tweets saying breaking: a potential threat on board an American Eagle flight out of Houston has just landed at LAX. Police approach American Eagle jet after threat reported at LAX. Again, we have these live aerials coming in. You can see FBI and bomb squad investigating the situation. Apparently, according to tweets we've seen, passengers are still on board. Working to get you guys any additional information. Right now, all I can tell you is what I read off of Twitter. We know the FBI and bomb squad are assessing this reported bomb threat on an inbound aircraft at LAX. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns that you'd like to share regarding this bomb threat at LAX, feel free to tweet me at SamiaFox10. My Twitter handle is in the lower third at the bottom of your screen. We'd love to hear your take. We will be reading viewers' questions, comments, concerns right here on News Now while I work to gather more information regarding this bomb threat at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. Again, just to give you guys some preliminary information. Now, this information is coming from sources off of Twitter. I don't have confirmation, but I do want to communicate what I know so far. So this is an American Eagle flight. Apparently, it was going from Houston to Los Angeles. This bomb threat was phoned in. Passengers are still on board this flight, still on board this plane. We're looking at live aerials coming in from Los Angeles, from LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. We're going to continue to cover this story extensively as we have these aerials coming in now from Los Angeles, and we will give you guys the update right here on Fox 10 News Now. We know that the FBI and the bomb squad are assessing the situation. Again, the plane on the runway, not immediately next to the terminal. Police, canines responding to the reported bomb threat, American Eagle Flight 5931. They are working to deplane the passengers. Again, this flight was coming from Houston, just landed in Los Angeles. They are searching the plane because of a phoned-in bomb threat. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please tweet me, Samia Fox 10. We encourage viewers to send in their tweets, whether it is a question, a comment, something as simple as prayers for the passengers. Feel free to tweet me. We'll read your comments on air and we'll give you a shout out. Tweet me at Samia Fox 10. My Twitter handle is at the bottom of your screen. Alright guys, just want to recap what we know so far for those viewers just tuning in for the first time. We are looking at live images coming in from Los Angeles, specifically LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. Now, we heard reports that a bomb threat was phoned in to officials. Apparently, this call indicated that there was some sort of bomb or explosive device on an incoming aircraft. You're looking at that aircraft right now. It was an American Eagle flight from Houston, destined for Los Angeles. The plane has landed safely. We have FBI, we have the bomb squad investigating.
Here at LAX. It landed safely, no word of any injuries on board, no word of what that threat was. But obviously, with any situation like this, they take this incredibly serious, and that's what they're doing here. We'll widen out a little bit. I want to show you for just a second here, too. I want to show you all the fire apparatus that is here as well. We're going to stay on the door. We'll go back to the door, but we'll pan the camera to the left just a little bit there. There's all the fire. They're standing a bit of ways there, just in case airport fire, LAFT. We'll back to the aircraft now. You can see this is a far distance from where the main terminal area is here at LAX, where you do the loops on the arrival and departure level. Door is open there. Stairwell is engaged, it looks like.
Tweets that
and we'll see if there's any movement. And I'm not even seeing guns drawn or anything on this with the SWAT members or airport police or both there. You can see the American Eagle emblem there on the side of this commuter jet here, parked on the far west side of the terminal here at LAX. And once again, planes are coming and going. Airport appears to be moving normally. That's right. And we just saw a training exercise for this, very similar, Steve, last week. And they plan for these types of emergencies. They know exactly how they're going to handle it and what the pilot should do if such a threat is made, if it's phoned in like Lisa just reported there. And that's what's happening here. More movement, K9 unit here as well. We have not seen any of the SWAT officers. They're carrying weapons. But they're in somewhat of a relaxed state compared to other situations that I've covered. They have not made, no officers have made their way up the stairwell there, and we're still waiting for any movement from the aircraft itself. Absolutely. That's a strong possibility that somebody calls in a threat, says that there may be some sort of explosive device on board the plane. Just like when we cover suspicious packages or phone threats that are made, land-based threats, there's that protocol, and that's what we're seeing now. And here we go. We have movement. So officers are now making their way up the stairwell. Obviously, there has been a lot of communication between the crew members and law enforcement already to make sure somewhat, they're carrying them, but tactical positions, but not to the point of again, somewhat relaxed, if I could use that adjective, compared to what we've seen in the past. And watching more and hearing more now of what came through here, a threat may have been made by a person who knows where, saying that there may be an explosive device on the plane. The crew has obviously, told the law enforcement agents that they're in contact with on the ground that passengers are here, everything seems normal on board at this point, we're all safe. But we've been told that there's this explosive on board, so now they're treating it like there could be something suspicious. Now, why they wouldn't offload the passengers immediately, just to make sure, I'm not sure what the situation is there. Are they concerned about a passenger or passengers who could be connected to that threat? Always a possibility. Do they have to vet each passenger now? Possibility as well. And a lot of that, with the training that goes on, they don't tell us. We don't know that. They keep that under wraps, obviously for security purposes. Yeah, exactly. If they're, they're on their way. It's kicking off to the summer season. They're traveling to the West Coast, heading out to LAX, business pleasure, and all of a sudden they hear that, there could be some sort of threat on their flight, in flight. How much they knew at the time, mid-flight, I'm not sure. How much of that information is relayed? Again, if that threat was made from a call at some location somewhere, and then that came into the crew, and then unclear if the crew actually alerts the passengers until maybe they're safely on the ground. There isn't. No, there's not. You saw those were SWAT team members that went aboard the plane, and with a K9 unit as well, and they're doing what they need to do, on board to check out this threat. And you could see the turnout by other officers standing back. The SWAT team, obviously in more protective gear, they're trained differently for situations like this, but a tremendous turnout nonetheless by airport police, by LAPD, by SWAT, and by fire as well here. Once again, this is the far western edge of LAX. Well, why not just a little bit, since it's kind of a static shot now, and we'll pan the camera right. I'll show you when I say the far western side of the airport. That's pretty much the end there. There's the rolling hills there by Dockweiler Beach, and there's the shoreline. So this is even beyond where the planes actually lift off from runways 25 and 24. Absolutely. Back in the day before the jet age, there were homes there. Yeah, it was quite the exclusive neighborhood there. Really neat neighborhood, and the streets remain there, but they slowly went away, those homes, with the jet age here and the expansion of LAX. Again, we continue to watch this developing story, this American Eagle, which is a smaller commuter jet here, inbound from Houston. Some sort of threat was made on board. It landed safely on the northern runway, 25 left at LAX, and then taxied to this point, well west of the terminals, well west of the international terminal, and even the FedEx, the UPS facilities here at LAX, and it's parked here now. We saw as the stairwell was wheeled up, and then SWAT team made their entrance here. Crew, passengers, we believe, still all on board. What type of threat, we don't know. Was anybody injured? That's not known at this time. Very little information. And with situations like that, that information will be very limited.
Alright guys, those of you just joining us, I want to give you guys a quick recap as to what you're looking at. You're looking at live aerials coming in from LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. Apparently a bomb threat. A phone call indicated that there was some sort of bomb threat on an inbound flight. That flight was an American Eagle flight coming from Houston, destined for Los Angeles. You're looking at live aerials right now of that aircraft. FBI canines bomb squad investigating the situation. Passengers on board the plane. Obviously, they are keeping the aircraft at a distance away from the terminal to assess the situation. Officers in tactical gear and a canine boarded the plane about 10 minutes ago. We saw that as that happened. And we will continue to monitor this situation at Los Angeles International Airport. If you guys have any thoughts, questions, concerns, you guys can go ahead and tweet me. I'll go ahead and read your tweets on air at Samia Fox 10, SAMIA Fox 10. My Twitter name is on the bottom of your screen. Would love to hear your take If anyone is tuning in from Los Angeles, from LAX, maybe you're watching this on your phone at LAX, feel free to tweet me. Let me know what the scene is like at the airport. Is this something that is causing chaos at the airport? Are you at the American Airlines terminal? Let me know. Tweet me. Would love to hear your take. And to recap what we know so far for viewers just joining this live stream, you're looking at live images of an American Eagle aircraft that has landed at LAX. Now, the bomb threat was phoned in regarding an inbound aircraft. This flight was coming in from Houston, just landed in Los Angeles. Passengers are still on board the plane. We know that the FBI, canines, bomb squad, all involved in this investigation. We've been covering this situation extensively. We've been covering this news for about 25 minutes now. We've been bringing you live aerials from the scene for as long as we've had them in. As of right now, we have not seen any passengers exit this vehicle. We know the bomb squad is on hand. You can see that vehicle behind the aircraft itself. Again, we will continue to stay on this story as it develops, and we will bring you continuous images from the scene for as long as we get these Skyfox images.
60 plus passengers, so probably 50% capacity if that is indeed true. So we have a couple of officers on the edge of the stairwell here. Relax, no guns. No, yeah, absolutely. So essentially what we think is they went inside the cabin, checked things out. They used the dog to sniff around, and now we'll see if that means they've essentially cleared the aircraft and they will allow these passengers to deplane. Now, is it possible that they'll actually just close the door and let it taxi back to a gateway? That's even possible at this point. I would think, being the severity of a threat of an explosive, they'd want to remove the passengers regardless as quick as possible and get them off. Yeah, I was looking for that, Stephen. I don't see any as of yet, no. We'll see if any have rolled up yet. Yep, there's a couple of buses right there on the right. Those are American Eagle Airbuses on the right. Just pan to the right there. Yeah, there they are right there. So there you go. So it's a possibility that they may just roll those buses up and let the passengers board those buses and take them back to the main terminal. Still no movement from the passengers. Still seeing the officers up on the top of the stairwell. Again, this started earlier this morning. We believe an in-flight threat was made via some sort of telephone call that was made at a different location, not on board. That threat, we don't know the nature of it. We do know any threat like this is taken incredibly seriously, obviously, and that's what happened. This plane landed safely on runway 25 left at LAX and taxied over here to the west end of the LAX complex, and they are checking it out thoroughly at this time. No word of any injuries at this time. Information is very limited, which again is always the case when we have a situation like this. Yeah, one by one. You would think you would think so, and essentially the situation again. And I always make comparisons to other security threat robbery, burglaries that are made. And what they do is they don't know who the suspect is, who the victim is. You've seen suspects play victims in the past, and essentially what they're doing is they're making sure they're interviewing the passengers based upon what that threat was, and what they're going to do is make sure that none of those passengers are involved in any way, make sure that they're not guilty of anything, and I think that's what they're doing. They're vetting the passengers now. Okay. Well, I saw somebody. Go ahead. Is that a flight attendant right there? Yeah, new. I can't get any internet out here. This is horrible. Can they come up with like 6 or 7G? All right.
All right, guys, just want to give you guys a quick update regarding this bomb threat at LAX. You're looking at live aerials coming in right now from Los Angeles. You can see the fire department on hand, fire department entering the aircraft. We already saw bomb squad and canines enter the aircraft. Again, this was a phoned-in bomb threat. This flight was an American Eagles flight coming from Houston for Los Angeles. Passengers are still on board the plane.
Yeah, absolutely. So more movement here, and we did see a flight attendant out on the edge of the stairwell with firefighters and SWAT officers there. Wheelchair being pushed up, so possibly some sort of injury or somebody who needs some sort of medical assistance at this time of this story. Again, this evolving story, this flight, this American Eagle out of Houston, landed here at LAX. That threat was made while in flight. And what's happened inside that cabin and why somebody might need medical treatment, that's not known to us at this time. But they're definitely allowing more activity. Firefighters, in relaxed mode, but ready to treat if possible. The canine unit there has not been needed since it departed the plane after searching it. And now we have buses rolling up too. So we do think that this is going to come to a conclusion. Mario's on the ground. He's going to try to get more information as well. And we'll try to make sense of all that has happened here aboard this American Eagle flight this morning. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I'm. It's an umbrella. Does that look better? Yeah, 69 passengers. There's the 170. Okay. Umbrella. Oh, that's an I don't know. I mean, no, I'm just looking at the aircraft passenger load, what it's capable of. No, that one looks smaller though. That's an E170. I see what you're saying. Passengers off.
Again, guys, you were looking at live images coming in from Los Angeles International Airport. It looks like people might be exiting the aircraft now. Let's listen. Yes, passengers are indeed exiting the plane now. Passengers aboard the aircraft.
Are they really? He's just stretching.
Again, these passengers coming in from Houston.
Passengers are being offloaded here off this American Eagle, this Embraer 170, capable of holding 69 passengers. Initial reports had about a couple dozen passengers on board. We haven't seen any being treated as of yet. We saw that wheelchair being pushed up to the edge of the stairwell. That may have just been pushed up just in case. The buses are lining the area here, and they're going to be taking these passengers back to the main terminal. No, the dog's sniffing each passenger. That's got to be it, right? E175.
Again, you're looking at live images of passengers getting off the plane. Again, they were on board that plane for at least 45 minutes while authorities investigated this phoned-in bomb threat. Again, this American Eagle flight departed Houston earlier today and landed at LAX. A bomb threat was phoned in. The bomb squad, FBI, K-9s, working to investigate the situation. They went on board the aircraft, spoke with passengers. Now, according to the Fox 11 helicopter reporter, our Fox affiliate out in Los Angeles, according to him, there were a couple dozen people on board this flight. This plane can fit no more than about 70 passengers. It's a smaller plane, an American Eagle plane. And it looks like passengers, again, getting off the plane, each passenger being investigated by the bomb squad there, and then passengers heading toward the American Eagle buses. They'll hop on there and then be transported to the terminal.
And a conclusion to this incident, it appears. The passengers are being offloaded. This American Eagle, it's an Embraer E-170 capable of holding 69 passengers plus the crew members. LA Fire Department on scene here. The K-9 unit of the SWAT team here still, and what they're doing, this dog is actually sniffing each passenger as they come off, possibly for bomb residue, something that could be of threat. So each passenger, as we'd expected, being checked out, being vetted, making sure that no individual on board this flight was connected to any such threat that was made. And it was a threat, a phone threat that was called in when this plane was in flight from Houston to LAX here. I've been searching for flights on American Eagle, and I'm having a hard time finding a flight that came out of Houston and ended up here at LAX. So it's unclear if that plane was diverted here because of all of the security apparatus that we have here at LAX, one of the world's busiest, to handle a situation like this. But bottom line, passengers are being taken off. We have not seen any passengers being treated by paramedics at this time. Although, as we speak, it looks like there is possibly an elderly passenger that's being helped off by a couple of paramedics from the Los Angeles Fire Department. The American Eagle buses are standing by, and they will take the passengers to the main terminal. This is on the far west end of the complex here at LAX. We'll widen out just a little bit, far from the Thomas Bradley International Terminal and the main terminals 1 through 7 on the loop area of LAX here. They've taxied this plane after it landed safely here at LAX for precautionary reasons. Big turnout by police and fire, but some of the apparatus has actually already left the scene. So it appears that this is going to be wrapping up. Now, Mario is in a great position. He is at the American Airlines terminal at LAX, and he is going to be on scene there, and hopefully we'll be able to get a hold of some of these passengers. Mario. Okay.